Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
These marriages are not perfect, but all in all, they seem to work. Marriage is an institution for grown-ups.
It's like a love-hate relationship.
There are no bosses in a modern marriage. He knows he's lucky to have a wife.
Good morning, everybody. It's episode 42 of Husband and Wife Sentenced to Life. It's Simon and Lorra sat in our cottage garden at sunrise, both blinking. Laura's got her right eye closed, I've got my left eye closed. That's where the sun is.
Morning.
It's a very still, the morning dew sits on the grass.
Yeah.
Crows are here. They've kept their mouth shut until I hit record.
Just had a clip clop of horses going by.
Now, it's I'd say it's rush hour in Hill, Gloucestershire, because there's not a lot of cars, but for country lanes,
it's a Monday morning.
I'd say we've seen 15 cars and trucks. No tractors.
No, but a lot of cowpats.
There was a big splattering. It's Monday, 20th of September. It was 9 degrees when we went out for a walk this morning. That was only about an hour, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
After 7.
But now,
9 degrees.
that sun is out and it's gorgeous.
Beautiful. It's 12 degrees now. It's jumped up a bit, but there is not a cloud in the sky. And the robin has just jumped up on exactly the same place as it sat yesterday on the end of the washing line. Not even going to turn around. You're not bothered, are you?
No.
You know when we drove into Bristol the other day and you were pointing out the most mundane, boring rubbish? Yet here's me pointing out public footpaths, pointing out cows,
Oh my God, it's so
pointing out
annoying.
rights away.
Look, Betsy, this is a public footpath. And then 2 minutes later, Betsy, this is another She does not care.
I want to point out that I want to become a rambler, a hiker,
Yeah,
when I
that's
move
fine.
back. Well, Laura,
But
you've got to know the laws of the land.
Currently, you're just pointing out every single footpath.
Because I'm saying it to you like we need to go and do some exploring, because at the minute we're just walking up and down a road.
Yeah, but I'm not going up there and when it's this wet in the mornings.
I want to thank our Liam, my cousin, whose Sheffield boy became a London boy, not the band. And now where is he now? Skye or Arran? He's one of the little islands up off Scotland somewhere. He's totally, he's gone wild.
Okay.
He's not doing wild swimming, he's doing wild living. I imagine he's wild swimming as well. But I want to thank him because he sent me the Ordnance Survey app.
So it's him, I've got to blame them.
£25 a year, that app, but I've got it on a 2-week free trial. We're only here for another 8 days, so stick it up your backside, Apple. You're getting note off me.
Have you got to do that thing where you've got to...
Already set me alarm. Got to cancel.
Right to cancel it?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So let's go back to this time yesterday morning after we finished recording. First, we've got to say we tried a brand new plant-based sausage. It was the Tesco's Plant Chef.
Yeah.
And they look like proper pink pork sausages.
Yeah.
They've got the same squidgy texture. I'm a little bit worried that they're meat.
Well, they looked, like you said, really pinky, so I was a bit worried as well.
Because the veggie sausages all tend to come out a bit browny, don't they? A bit more dirty coloured.
And speckledy because of all the veg that's in them.
Well, these are, I mean, unless Tesco are pulling a fast one, they're very meaty. So yesterday morning we had a lovely bap.
Yeah.
With sausages on, and it's a 10 out of 10 for me for them.
Oh, really?
They're great sausages.
Yeah,
They'd be a great one on the full English, the full veggie English.
Yeah, they had the crisp, which is what a lot of sausages don't have. They had that, like, crispy skin.
Yeah, which I normally don't like, but I didn't mind it yesterday. Now, we were trying to pick ourselves up. Anybody who listened to episode 41 knows that we were really let down by Bristol. So we're trying to pick ourselves up. We had to get ready. We had to drive into Bristol, because Leo was meeting a uni friend, one of his new uni friends.
You finished off by saying that you wanted him to get the bus in and we weren't going to drive, but I had a look at the map, at the old ways, and it was showing you where the roads were closed.
Yeah, because there was the Great Bristol Run was on yesterday. Yeah. So, decided to be positive.
Yeah.
Make a day of it. You can't judge a Bristol by its cover. So you had a shower.
I did, it was lovely. It was lovely and warm.
It's a great shower here.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, they say it's not a power shower, but it's very powerful. And then I got in the shower, and invigorating because it were freezing cold. Absolutely.
And I wasn't even in there that long.
And if you're listening from Dubai, I'm not talking about Dubai cold water, which is tepid. It's pretty much warm water. I'm talking about English autumn, freezing cold out the pipes water. It started off warm and then it just went freezing, but I like a challenge.
So by the time Leo got in, it was just pure.
I told him. He was prettying himself up for his day out with his new uni friends
We
time.
need to work the whole shower schedule out then.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I am not having a cold shower.
We drove to Bristol, and even that, down to 3 motorways.
Yeah.
I think it's the M5, M3, M30 something.
Excuse me.
Here it is. Look. Regular listeners will know that Laura went for the cough yesterday. She's back on the sneeze today, which we thought we'd left in Hampshire. So the motorways and the drive into Bristol, totally different. Not a bit of traffic until we got right to the centre of Bristol, and even that didn't take us any longer to get in. And there's a marathon on.
Amazingly.
We parked in the same car park as yesterday, the Nelson Street NCP, but we dropped Leo at the National Express. He wanted rid of us because he was meeting one of his cool friends, Harvey, who's his new uni friend, who's a makeup artist by trade.
Yeah, does special effects.
Yeah. Was offered work on a very, I'm not going to say because I don't know what the things are. He was offered work on one of the biggest Netflix shows currently going. One that...
Well, he's actually quite famous in the old TikTok Insta world.
Aye. So Leo wanted to shutter us. He didn't want to cross the streams. So we dropped him off in his newly acquired bomber jacket and jeans. He's made some efforts, but he's going out jeans on. And off we trot. We parked up and we had a walk around, determined to try and fall in love with Bristol. So first thing we did is walk through the galleries. We walked up a staircase that smelled of wee-wee. Very strong wee-wee.
And then, that part.
Something else that you don't get in Dubai is a car park stairwell that smells of wee. And the one we park in really smells of wee.
Yeah.
Betsy Pearl's like, it's not that bad. And then we walked up another one to the galleries yesterday.
Which is
outdoor.
A mall car park.
Very strong smell. Now the galleries.
Go on.
Down Market Mall. Quite chavvy, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah, you got your Poundland and stuff like that in there. But they've got them like random one-off shops.
They got a shop that were like skateboard, rock clothes.
BP was in her element.
She loved it.
She's a bit of a punk at heart, I think.
She wants to be like a goth punk, Betsy. She wanted a black choker yesterday.
Yeah, she wants blue hair and...
Yeah, I like that. We went in a little movie shop, memorabilia.
Yeah.
She got a Family Guy thing. And then we came out of there, which is quite down at heel, the galleries, but I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
And we went across to... Oh, let me mention this. I needed a wee. You know, I'm that age. I went for a wee in the galleries. It's the second toilet I've been in the UK where there's a sign outside saying these toilets are cleaned by male and female operatives.
Right.
And both times I've been in, stood next to the urinal, sweeping up or mopping up, has been a lady in both ones. And I'm like...
Did she have a look?
I don't know, because when you're in a urinal, you train your eyes on the bar in front of you. You're
not allowed to look.
You don't do a lot of sideways head glancing. I mean, there might be a bit that goes on in Bristol, but... But anyway, she was mopping...
Under your feet?
I mean, she wouldn't have been getting the flip-flop splashback. She weren't that close, but she was there. You know. I mean, I've weed all over the world, inside and outside, so I'm quite comfortable with it, but it's a strange thing. I mean, I don't think you'd like to be sat there, hovering above the toilet seat with a fella.
No, not particularly. But
not again.
Nice.
So we came out of there, we went across to... Now, I pronounce it Cabot Circus.
Well,
you pronounce it French for some reason.
I don't know why. As soon as I see that word, C-A-B-O-T, right, I want to say Cabot Circus. Cabot Circus.
Shall we meet in Cabot Circus?
Now, I don't know why, but my brain is wanting to do that. So I've tried to train myself to say Cabot Circus.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound very nice, does it?
No. So I don't know.
Me neither.
I might Google it later.
It's an outdoor shopping strip.
It's the main,
they've put these weird covers, because it started raining then, but they've got these weird covers where a bit of rain still gets through. Anyway, we had a little walk through there, looked in a few shops.
So it's your high street shops.
Yeah, it's nice.
Actually,
didn't mind it.
It wasn't too busy, and they were doing that thing where they were only letting a certain amount into a shop at a time and stuff like that. So yeah, it was okay.
At this point, Betsy's, who's been brilliant, she's been at car at least 15 minutes, so bless her, she's starting to moan that she's dying. That's what she does. Betsy's new thing is, I'm dying, everything hurts, and I'm starving to death.
Well, she'd had in her head from the day before, we saw this brilliant crepe stand. So the minute we got into Bristol, she's like, can I have a crepe? Can I have a crepe? Can I have a crepe? Yeah. And I was like, we will get there, but not yet.
Now, by this point, we'd probably only been out of car an hour. And I'm saying, I'll tell you what, when we do get to somewhere to eat, I'll get you whatever you want. I'm doing the dad promise because I just want to shut up. From there, you decided...
Did you see me?
Here's Betsy Pearl. Right, we're recording beeps, so you got to be quiet. You can talk.
Sorry.
We're just talking about yesterday. So then you decided to take us, Lorra, to Old Market Quarter.
Well, I did a bit of Googling before we left of all the best markets and best areas to go and visit in Bristol city centre. And you get a list of the daily markets, but also it says the Old Market Quarter and Christmas Steps are the two places you should go and see. Now, the Old Market Quarter, it says it's a thriving LB...
You're not going to get letters right here. LGBTQ plus A, something like that, isn't it?
Area.
SAS, DVDA, BBC, B&Q.
Yeah.
There's a lot of letters.
MFI. Right. So, full of coffee shops.
Oh, sorry, I wondered what you were going to say then. Nice.
Full of coffee shops and...
Thriving being the word.
And vintage words.
Yeah.
Vintage shops, so you put me off there. Yeah, and vintage shops. So... I thought, that's right up our street,
yeah.
You know.
And it was up a street, but it was up a street 2 miles away, which we walked.
Yeah, it was quite a trek.
Now, remember, Betsy Pearl is already starving and everything's hurting. But the promise was made. Now, we got across there. We walked around Castle Park and across a few busy intersections, and we were suddenly in it.
Yeah, not quite what I envisaged.
It's like we only walked down the main street. It's one of these sort of gentrified areas where it was a dump, I'm guessing, because I've lived in places like this. And now there's some antique shops, there's some junk shops, bric-a-brac shops.
Yeah, but not quite antique shops, I would say. I would say literally...
What do you call them then?
No, more a bric-a-brac.
Yeah.
But like literally there's just stuff dumped everywhere. And they didn't feel like shops. And there was a lot of places not open.
There was a place called Rudy's that did adult literature.
Yeah.
And the highlight of the area, we couldn't find anywhere to eat. There was eateries, but they were all closed. And we walked probably a mile down this street. So the highlight is we walked past a place called Lad's Locker Room.
Yeah.
Now, all the windows were closed, painted white, so you couldn't see in.
Yeah.
Now, I had an idea what this place might be. As we said, it was in the...
Well, I saw quite a few massage parlours that we walked past.
So, it's a gay sauna. I've Googled it. That's what they say on their thing.
That's in your history now.
Yep. Welcome to Lad's Locker Room in Bristol. We like to think of ourselves as a venue that caters for men who wish to have the freedom to relax. They've got a bar in there.
Nice.
They've got a cruising room, which I don't know what that is. Anyway, as we walk past, a fella comes out. He's a slightly over middle-aged man.
A little bit sweaty.
Yeah. And he comes out for a bit of fresh air.
Yeah. And his after fag.
Yeah. He's leaning. That's the wrong choice of words.
Oh, sorry. It's post-cigarette. There we go.
That's what she means. He leans on the doorway And Betsy Pearl,
Sorry.
Betsy Pearl in all her innocence just looks up. Betsy's very observant.
Yeah.
And constantly notices the names of places.
So curious, and it's one of the things I love about her.
So this guy leans on the door frame just as we're walking past, and Betsy Pearl looks up at him and looks above and goes, "Lad's locker room." Now she's obviously no idea what's going on behind closed doors there. And this guy just burst out laughing. We were laughing as we walked down the street. It was the highlight of yesterday,
Yeah,
I think.
he absolutely peed himself. He was chuckling, wasn't he? Yeah.
It was so funny. I'm just getting rid of Betsy. Say bye. Because she's walking round and putting me right off here. So we couldn't find anywhere. We were a bit disappointed, but we didn't let it get to us. Because after the day before, that would have got to us.
Well, we went down to the bottom pretty much. And then
Again, poor choice of words for the area.
Right, come on now.
Then we decided to catch a bus. It would have been a really boring walk back up the same street.
Well, I said, then my next suggestion was, OK, we've done the old market quarter. Should we now go and try Christmas steps?
Yeah.
And you played along.
Yeah, fine.
But it was a 20-minute walk, which we knew.
Betsy was at the her elastic limit.
I mean, we'd been promising her for about 3 hours by this point to have that crepe.
So I suggested the bus.
Yeah.
And I suggested the bus because subliminally it was in my mind as two had just gone past us. We'd missed 2 buses. But it was 6 minutes. We caught a bus and we sat downstairs. You sat downstairs and Betsy Pearl went, "Oh, Daddy, now you forget that we've caught buses all his life, but she's never really has."
But once again, we felt like foreigners.
Yeah.
No cash.
I mean, paying on bus with your credit card. What's going on?
Yeah.
So I said to you, I'm going to take Betsy Pearl upstairs. We sat on front upstairs. It was like a free theme park.
A roller coaster.
She's going, "Look at cars, Daddy." She couldn't believe how low the cars were. "Look at the cars, Daddy."
That feeling of it sat at the front of the bus is
best
like
feeling,
no other, yeah.
And at almost 50 years old, I enjoyed it as much as she did. It was so exciting. We got to see the town from a different vantage point.
Well, I didn't want to not get off at the right stop, so I was...
Yeah.
There was a digital, tells you each stop.
Yeah. So we got back into town. The bus couldn't go as far as we wanted it to because of the road closures. A short walk, and then suddenly we are swimming upstream through scantily-clad students again, which we'd mentioned the day before. Now, there were nowhere near as many.
Yeah, we managed to avoid them, but my goodness, there were some bosoms coming our way.
The fruit was on the counter. And...
the thing is, it was pretty cold.
Chilly day yesterday.
You know, like, it was not like coat weather, but...
Which is a shame because you could hang the coats on some of them.
Yeah.
We get to Christmas steps. I said this to you yesterday, I think when these new students arrive, they're given some sort of...
Treasure hunt,
scavenger hunt. It's a scavenger hunt, isn't it? Where you have to go, perhaps you have to have a drink in certain bars and you have to go down the Christmas steps and you get a stamp and, you know, that. Because we seem to be walking the opposite route to which they were going. So we went up the Christmas steps. If you ever go to the Christmas steps...
Sorry.
Go down the Christmas steps, not up the Christmas steps, because the Christmas steps, as is mentioned in their name, are steps.
Are steps.
It's a very steep, cobbled, almost a Victorian alleyway.
It's a very cute little bit. Again, not quite what I expected. I think I thought there was going to be a bit more to it because there was only a couple of restaurants as we were making our way up.
Not a lot.
But it was very pretty.
It's cute, it's worth going.
Yeah.
And I got to the top and I put this on Twitter yesterday. If anybody follows me on Twitter, you'll have seen this. I said, the problem with the Christmas steps is they're beautiful, but there should be something at the top, like a free phone or maybe a statue. You know, like in Rocky when he runs up the steps and there's a statue of him. A statue of perhaps me at the top of the steps for me to be excited about. And my friend and Viz comic artist Davy Jones, National Treasure, he put... perhaps Christmas should be at the top of the steps. And I'm like, that's a better idea.
Yeah, you feel like when it says Christmas steps, something should be at the top, but it was really disappointing.
You get to the top and it's just a road.
Yeah.
It's a boring road.
But...
So we did that. And...
I don't know why it's called Christmas steps, so I want to Google that
look,
as well.
Let's do some reading.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, everything were closed because it was Sunday. I want to go back because there's things that I want to see down there. And I did love it. So then we made our way back down to the harbour.
Again, a bit more chilled.
Compared to yesterday.
Yeah.
yesterday, the entire town, the entire city centre was like Glastonbury.
Well, we said the reasons, you know, it's a Saturday.
Thousands of scousers, everybody drunk. It were like Glastonbury. Today, yesterday,
Sunday, yeah.
a lot more sedate. So we walked down to the harbour. We managed not to get hit by any skateboarders or people on e-scooters, which in Bristol is a job well done. It got a bit overcast, but we got back to, I wrote down the name of it, and it's going to take me a while to find this, and it's pointless me trying to find it because it's not even that good a name. I think it's called the Bristol Crepe Cabin.
Oh,
but
that's
anyway,
what you're Googling, right?
It's right on the edge of the harbour.
Yeah, right near Shed.
Yeah. And we got Betsy a crepe and we had a cup of coffee. The crepe was almost as big as this table we're sat at now.
Decent, really decent. You know, normally these like burger van type things.
Now, I'm sure you have mum seconds where you get to have a bite.
No, well, you see, I don't. I think that's a real dad thing.
It's a proper, well, the dad version is dad leftovers. And dad leftovers is, you know, that child's small belly cannot eat a crepe the size of a table.
You know what mums do? Mums do the opposite. Mums go, I'll just have the small bit. You have. That's what mums do.
Well, she proved me wrong yesterday, Betsy Pearl, because she ate the entire crepe. It was a banana...
Banatella?
Banana Nutella anyway. She ate a lot. She was happy as Larry. Her face was all brown from Nutella. We had a walk up and down the harbour, didn't we?
She deserved it after
She'd done well.
hours of walking.
We stopped at a place called Mackenzie's after perusing a lot of menus, and the only reason we stopped there is because they had patatas bravas on the menu.
You were excited about that, weren't you?
You know, my Latin roots, my Yorkshire stroke Latin roots, patatas bravas is one thing I always have to have if I see it.
We also thought, because we'd passed a few like pub type ones, and we thought, you know what, we don't fancy burger and chips again or something like that. We wanted just something a little bit healthier, and these were like wraps and sandwiches.
Tried a falafel and halloumi. What did you have? Grilled halloumi.
I had grilled halloumi and avocado, yeah.
Hipster.
I know.
And they both came with chips, so you got to do a chip advisor.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, that was my aim, was to not have chips, but
got rated
they
yesterday.
Sneaked on.
And then
They were decent, actually. Decent chips.
we walked up through town. All the markets were closed. The street market wasn't even there, but St Nicholas Market, which we really wanted to go in, was closed. We had a little bit of a look in a vintage shop.
But you see, I think that's something, again, we're not used to. A Sunday in the UK, everything shuts by 4. You know, it's...
Yeah.
And we're so used to everything being open 24 hours, pretty much.
So we walked to Castle Park, which is... We'd walked around it about 3 times yesterday, but we never went in it. And for some reason, you told Betsy...
I didn't. I did not.
You said it.
I said
first time we walked up.
No, I said, shall we walk through the park to see if there's some Betsy can play on? I didn't know one way or the other, but I never said we will go there. I said to her, we will go to a park later.
Well, she seemed to have it in her mind that there was going to be some sort of adventure playground in this park, which there most definitely wasn't.
However, there was a cute little squirrel. Now, Betsy, when she sees any animal, when we were in the market the other day, every single dog she was straight over to, and I kept saying, you can't touch people's dogs unless you ask them. You've got to ask first. But Betsy is drawn to animals. She loves them.
Yeah.
Anyway, she sees this squirrel and she's walking towards it, and we're saying, shh, don't, like, quiet, otherwise it'll run away. And as she's getting closer, we're both stood there going, she has got no idea that squirrel is going to be...
Gone in a second.
Straight up, back up the tree. Anyway, she fools us because she's going, like you do with a cat, come on, Mr. Squirrel, come to me. And this squirrel is hypnotised and starts walking towards her, literally, like, up to about a metre away from her.
It were mad.
It was the cutest thing, watching this squirrel, like...
And it's funny because there was a guy sat on a wall just enjoying a bit of sunshine near this squirrel, and he was transfixed watching the squirrel whisperer.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, we got a little bit of a video of it. But yeah, and then I think he realised she had no food and off he went. But that's
Came
the
close,
first
though.
time I've seen a squirrel do that. It's right cute.
I've never seen that happen before. We hung out in the park for a while. I got some conkers. You chatted to Honey, our daughter back in Dubai.
Yeah, she said one of her teachers, Miss Clark, has been listening, and
That's nice.
And she gave Honey some
Encouragement.
words of love to, said,
Which is
I know
nice.
your mum and dad are away and you're probably missing them, and I think that really helped her. So
It's a nice thing,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, no, and I know there are people that have done this and they've had to leave other children back in Dubai or back wherever that they've come from, and it's a hard thing to be split from your children.
Yeah. And I keep saying to her, I wish she'd come, because
Yeah.
I think she would have absolutely loved it. Then we met back up with Leo. By now it's about 5:30, and we met him outside Rough Trade. And I'd wanted to go back and buy some records. We got there just after it closed, unfortunately, but Leo's got a record bag in his hand.
Oh,
Now Leo, as nice a kid as he is, he's not a very thoughtful kid. He's definitely not, because I thought early in the day I'm going to text him, because he's got some money in his wallet, and it's his first time out, and I'm going to text him and say, why don't you get your mum something nice as a thank you? I mean, I deserve it as much as you, but why don't you get your mum something nice? And then I thought, well, it's his first day out with his mates. He's not going to want to lose his street cred by saying, I've got to go and buy my mum a present. So I didn't bother.
yeah.
But lo and behold, he's got a present for me. He's got the new Arlo Parks album for me on red vinyl, which I did want. And I thought, well, that's a very thoughtful gesture. Look at your face. You must think I'm bloody stupid.
No.
There is no way on earth he did that without a nudge
Why
from
not?
you. Because he never would.
I don't.
You know he never would.
No, I think he.
Well,
Well, he
look.
did.
I think you need to be honest, because that's what this podcast's all about. Be honest.
I didn't. Yeah, he got it all by himself.
Right. If I look through your text messages, there'll be nothing in there.
Nope.
Have you deleted it?
No.
Did you tell him to get
See
it?
if I delete it, because it says, didn't it say deleting messages or whatever? I don't know.
I don't know. But I don't believe you.
All right,
I
Larry
know.
David.
I know, because it caused a bit of a tiz between us, me going to buy that record. And I think you made him get it.
No.
He's never done anything like that in his life. I have to buy cards for your birthday for him to write. And even then it's a token, happy birthday, favourite son Leo.
No, he's pretty good with writing his
There's
cards.
no way on earth he would have thought to do that yesterday. But I appreciate it, so thank you. He'd had a great day. Now, this was his first time out in Bristol. Son's parents.
Yep.
He'd been for drinky poos.
He had a couple of bodies.
He'd tried to go and have some food. Now, similarly to us the day before, of all the places you could eat, and he's a vegetarian, of all the great places you could eat, the street food, the vegan restaurants, he went to a Frankie and Benny's and had a really bad arrabbiata.
Yeah.
So
He was starving by the time.
he was gutted.
But yeah, I
But
think
he'd met a couple of his friends.
they went to some like board game cafe, which
Yeah,
sounds
he said he was
quite.
called Donkey Kong or something. No, it's not video games. It was like
Oh,
a
was
video
it?
game arcade come bar. He got carded. He had to use his Emirates ID.
Well, so they all didn't like, and they all had different types of ID.
Yeah.
But the guy serving them actually had previously been in Dubai, so.
So that was that. We drove back. We went through Thornbury again to call at Tesco's for some essentials. It was shut because it was Sunday.
Tesco's, a supermarket, was shut. Even that, we were like, what? What's going on?
This was just really weird.
Yeah, so weird.
We ended up driving up to Berkeley, which is up the road from where we are now. And I love that little place. We went to the petrol station that's got everything. And we bought some charcoal for the fire, smokeless fuel. Then we went back through Berkeley again, got some eggs, came back home. Could not get a fire going for love nor money.
Yeah, now, I was Googling it, and we were doing everything right, so I don't understand what was going on.
Because the night before, I'd bought us a bag of wood.
Yeah.
And the fire had been blazing all night. You suggested getting coal, and I thought, well, that does burn a bit longer. It didn't work. Rubbish. I'd take it back if I could.
Yeah,
So-
no, I prefer the wood, I've got to say.
So I might be getting wood later. Which is always nice on
You
holiday.
wish.
And that's it. Look, that's episode 42. So I'm going to say apologies for our first impressions of Bristol, but that's how we found it, and we were honest about it. Our second experience of Bristol was a lot better.
Yeah. I still think we've got a lot to learn.
I think when we go into town this week, on a weekday, we'll get to see it working. We'll get to see people at work.
Yeah.
There will be people around. We'll hopefully get to see the shops open. So I'm reckoning the next experience will probably be the best one.
A few less boobalicious.
Well, don't spoil it for me. Today, Laura's parents are going to be here, I'm guessing, in about 2 hours. They're bringing Leo's bike.
Yeah.
He's got aspirations now to be a Uber cyclist, which he's ridden a bike twice in his life, and now he wants to go around one of the most dangerous cities delivering stuff. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
And we might today go to Clarkson's farm.
Diddly squat.
Because it's only about, what, an hour from here?
Yeah.
So we might pop along. Betsy Pearl thinks
are we in the
Clarkson's going to be there.
Cotswolds?
We're close.
We're close, and that's
Yeah.
where it is, right?
Yeah. So we might take a drive up there, but we'll report back tomorrow. I feel like this has been a very laid back, because we're sat in the sun. I think this podcast could be one that people listen to go to sleep. Don't you?
Probably all our podcasts are like
Yeah.
that, to be honest.
I needed to have me Plant Chef Tesco BAP before we started this, but I'm going to go and have it now. So again, thanks for listening, everybody. I have got a bunch of messages, but I've not had a chance to look through them. Everyone is saying how beautiful this cottage is from the pictures I'm putting on.
It is really lovely.
It's stunning.
It's bin day, I just add. So
Oh my God, it's bin day. Laura already is freaking out about the bins. We've actually made no rubbish
right,
whatsoever.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you've got the cans and the plastic, you have the bottles and the glass stuff, you have the cardboard and paper, then you have there's an actual just food bin, which I've
There's
never...
a lot of bins.
Right. Where do I put, like, yoghurt tops?
No idea.
Where that's got a bit of food and it's got metal and probably plastic too. I'm, you know, it's
I can't help you.
it's a bin mystery for me. This it's hard. It's hard.
I want to say hello to Amy, who sent me a message the other day saying, following you for years, having come across you in Dubai, and now you're in our neck of the woods, small world, enjoy. She said that after I put the picture of the Berkeley fish and chip shop on the other day.
Right.
And then she sent me another message today saying, have you been to Milkmaid? It's just down the road from you, for the best milkshakes.
Oh, I was going to say that sounds like Lad's locker room to me.
Lad's locker room.
Yeah.
The straight version of Lad's locker
Yeah,
room.
that sounds like somewhere she's sending you for a bit of fun.
Keep the messages coming in. Keep your Bristol tips coming in. Always nice to read them. And your feedback. And we'll see you for episode 43 tomorrow.
Yep. Bye.
The end.